Right now, in 2026, the photography industry is hitting a breaking point. The barrier to entry has never been lower, the noise out there has never been louder, and the truth is that many photographers who were booking steady work 2 years ago are now having a tough time making those same numbers. And it's not because their photos got worse, it's because they're not adapting to a rapidly changing environment. These days, taking a great image just isn't enough. And the photographers who want to thrive in this new creative market aren't the ones with the best shots, they're the ones with the best systems. My name is Austin Hunter. I'm a portrait photographer and public affairs specialist, and I've seen exactly what separates a fading brand from a sustainable photography business. And in this video, I'm going to give you a 3-step blueprint to ensure that you don't just survive 2026, but you actually go and dominate your market. Let's get into it. All right, move 1, you want to use contracts every time, okay? If you are still doing sessions without a contract, I promise you it is not a matter of if you're going to regret that, it's a matter of when. Contracts outline how you and a client do business together, but they are so much more than just a written agreement. Contracts create clarity. They set the tone for an interaction and make you more professional. You want a structure that builds trust in a business relationship, and a contract does exactly that. A real client, a good client, actually appreciates this. Especially when you and I both know that so many people are out there happy to take your money, but under-deliver on a service or product. A contract helps both parties know how to remedy issues that could arise while doing business. For photographers, you'll want to ensure that your contract includes sections that cover things like your payment terms and due dates, rescheduling and cancellation policies, image turnaround deadlines, usage rights, and licensing. Those are all the big ticket things that you should have in your contract. If the first thing a potential client does is henpeck you over your contract terms or ask for the language to be rewritten or anything like that, that is a red flag, my friend. Those are the clients who are going to delay payment, they're going to demand extra edits, and just generally be a headache. And good luck with a review, because if you get one at all, it's probably going to be negative. Don't ask me how I know. A contract ensures that your time is protected from people who don't respect you and are just trying to take advantage of you for some cheap photos. I think we've all been there, and it's totally not worth it. When you start using contracts, you'll notice that clients are going to be more respectful to you. They show up on time, they pay on time, and generally they leave better reviews. Everyone wins. And if you need a solid starting point for that, I do have a free template in the link below, and that is a model release form you can use and tweak to get started using contracts. Move 2, define your mission statement. Let me ask you, how often do you feel like you're busier than ever, but you aren't actually working with the people you want to work with or photographing the work that you like to shoot? Well, that's what happens when you don't have a clear mission statement guiding your momentum. A mission statement isn't just for corporations and charities. It's the North Star of any business or organization. And in the case of your photography business, it helps you decide what opportunities are going to move you forward as a photographer and which ones are going to pull you off course. It's going to define who you serve, what transformation or value you provide, and how do you do it differently from the competition. Now, I know you might be asking, hey, Austin, I'm new here. I'm still figuring out what photography I even like to do. Do I really need a mission statement? That sounds like a little bit heavy. And I'll say that if people are already asking you to photograph them, then the answer is yes. When you don't have a mission statement, you end up saying yes to every inquiry that comes your way, and you start shooting anything, everything, and you're constantly learning new techniques and buying new gear to photograph all these different genres. And now, before you know it, you've been a photographer for years, but nobody, not even maybe you yourself, really know what you specialize in. And that's a problem because you never get to build the reputation, confidence, or pricing power that comes from focusing on a particular genre. Ideally, that should be the genre of photography you actually enjoy shooting. Mission statements help you say yes with confidence and no with certainty. And if you're just starting out and you're maybe not sure, there's nothing stopping you from changing your mission statement later as it develops, as your vision changes. As an example, I'm going to show you mine on the screen here so you can see what an effective mission statement looks like. At Austin Hunter Photography, we empower professionals, corporate teams, and military service members through premium headshot and portrait experiences. with personalized coaching that enhances both your presence and confidence in front of the camera. We create images that reflect pride, professionalism, and authenticity. Our goal is to deliver photography that elevates your personal brand and helps you invest in a legacy that lasts. I know mine's a little bit wordy, but yours can be as brief as you need it to be. Your statement should just cover the who, what, how, and why your company exists, right? Who you exist to photograph. Because of my mission statement, I know what jobs are important to me and the growth of my company. Let your mission statement remind you why you do photography and who you do it for. And that is going to help you protect your creative energy, right? It's time to stop saying yes to every inquiry that comes your way, especially when it doesn't serve you in the long run. Which means it's time to draft up your mission statement. Let's talk about the final move. This is the one that's going to separate the photographers who scale in 2026 from the ones who stall out. Move 3, reclaim your creative agency with artificial intelligence. The photographers falling behind in 2026 are the ones that still treat the grind like it's a badge of honor. These are the folks that are buried in late night edits, manually retouching their photos, and the endless admin work that makes them think that hard work alone is like a true mark of professionalism. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really believe in hard work for the sake of hard work alone. I have a full-time job. I deal with chronic illness, and I run a photography business on top of that. I'm already working as hard as I can here, okay? At some point, the question stops being like, how do I work harder, to how can I work smarter? And this is where you're gonna find real success. Now, I know a lot of creatives hesitate here when they hear AI, and I understand. There's like a feeling right now that using AI means you're outsourcing your creativity or you're watering down your work. And I get it, but that's not what I'm specifically trying to suggest to you here. I'm not asking you to use AI to replace your eye, your taste, or your voice as an artist. I'm asking you to try using it to handle the parts of your workflow that don't necessarily require you to do it. Think about how often you spend retouching, doing your basic edits, formatting emails, and thinking of how to reply to this client. You know, it's all repetitive work, and none of that is where your real value as an artist lives, okay? Your value is in the way you show up to a photo shoot with a clear vision, being able to direct your subject with confidence and make those people feel seen and comfortable, and of course, taking awesome photos, right? Like that's the primary job, right? You can have AI help you with retouching. You can have AI help you with going through and editing your photos and cropping them, and then you go in and put your final touch on, right? So I think it's important to consider doing that. Now, there's also another reality we have to face, and that is the creative industry is getting squeezed by AI, right? Businesses and corporations and brands are already experimenting with just generating the images they need instead of hiring a photographer. And I'm not saying you should panic over that. I think you should be aware of it. In truth, the photographers that are going to succeed moving forward are not going to be the ones that just, run their business on a hope and a prayer. They're the ones that are going to be thinking like strategists and start leveraging and integrating AI into their companies so they can do more with the same amount of resources that they have. And using tools to streamline your workflow doesn't make you less of an artist. It makes you a more effective one. And that's because when you're not exhausted from doing all the admin and mechanical stuff, that allows you to be more present with your clients, create a better experience on set, and spend time refining your mission and your direction. Keep your hands on the creative wheel, but let AI handle the repetitive tasks and the low importance, high urgency things that you just have to take care of with your photography so that you can work on your business and move it forward. All right, guys, if these moves felt like a wake-up call, I'm glad, because 2026 isn't the year to coast. This is the year that we get serious, cut our teeth, and make our photography business mean and lean and ready for adaptability. Because the photographers that commit to creating systems and structure and clarity, those are the photographers that are going to outperform the rest of their competition. All right, guys, if this gave you something to think about, drop a comment below and tell me which one of these ideas will you implement first in your photography business. And if you need extra help or looking to learn some more, check out the description below. I have a ton of free resources for photographers. Connect with me or check out my photography stickers that I made just for you. They're funny, they're cool, and they're shipped from my mailbox to yours. So I would love to send them to you. And lastly, I just want to say to you all, I'm wishing you much success in 2026. Don't get discouraged, stay sharp, keep shooting, and never stop creating.